What's going on, guys? This is John from Texas Wiles.
Rooster from Rooster Outdoors.
And you are listening to the Wiley Rooster Boys Outdoor Podcast. All right.
Yeah.
What's going on, folks? We have a very special episode today. We got Mr. Albert Amaya from founder of Texas Bassholes, matter of factly. How you doing, Albert?
Good, man. Glad to be here.
I'm excited to have you on, man. I would say that you're probably the most famous person we've had on here. I think famous it's accurate. You got 22,000 people in your community, man.
Yeah, I tried to tell my girl that. She don't believe me. I said, if I get one more follower, I'm out of here.
Man, it's like we were talking earlier. I joined the Facebook group, and it was like 12,000, I think, and it's only been about a year, maybe not even a year, and it's just blowing up. And as of lately, it's skyrocketing.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I see. So I'll go and I look at other groups that are bigger, and I look at their history to see how long they've been up, and they've been up. Some of them have 24,000, 25,000 members, but they've been up for 7 to 10 years.
Oh,
and
wow.
Here we are at 2 years, a little over 2 years, and hitting 22,000. And so,
man, you're doing it right.
We're pulling in hundreds a week. It's crazy.
Yeah.
How many people we're letting in, but I think we're getting the best people in Texas. For sure.
Right, absolutely.
Right.
And,
absolutely.
You know, the funny thing is that about 10 to 15% of our members are from Florida, from Miami.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's something that I do want to talk about here in just a bit. The Miami trips. I do want to go into that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, we ain't been picked yet, but
this might be your lucky year, man.
Hey, man.
Going, so
I want to, but I honestly don't even know if I'd be able to. But anyway.
Right.
We make it where it's accommodating anybody who wins. So I'm pretty flexible with my schedule of work. I pretty much run the show. So yeah, I've had a guy who couldn't go, who couldn't go during the weekend, and I'm off on the weekend, so I took him on a Tuesday. We flew down on a Tuesday and came back Thursday. And I had another guy.
Cool.
I had another guy who couldn't. This has happened twice. Who they couldn't stay overnight on the weekend. So we flew out there Saturday morning at 6 a.m. from here. We got there at 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. We fished all day and caught our flight back at 10:30 at night. So we were in Miami all day. Flew back to Texas same day.
That just hot shot, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's really a lot of fun. We saved a lot of money. We didn't have to rent a hotel. Nothing. We went fishing, just like spending the day on the lake.
For those
but you're in another state.
For those of you listening, we're talking about Texas Bassholes. Albert here, he does a giveaway. How many times a year? Is it twice a year?
No, last year we had actually 8 trips. I did
8 trips. He puts on these giveaways to take people down to Florida to catch peacock bass. And I don't know about all of you guys, but peacock bass are on my bucket list. I've never caught one, and I really want to. But like I said, maybe this year's my lucky year.
It might be your lucky year, man. It's really cool because a lot of these guys that I've taken down there. Well, last year was the year that I did it. The year before I did 3 or 4 trips. Last year I had less tournaments than I planned to have. Less tournaments than I planned this year, because this year I want a lot of tournaments. So I'll be doing less trips. But last year we did so many trips, man. We were just getting people from everywhere, and some of these guys had never even been on a plane before. So I was like, "Oh, you guys gonna be all right?"
See, and that's my problem. I'm terrified of airplanes, man. God didn't give me wings.
It's the turbulence. The takeoff is really what gets me. The takeoff and the landing. Yeah. If we hit turbulence, it's okay. But it's not like if the plane doesn't just drop out of the sky, a few hundred feet. But it's
in my head it would.
yeah, exactly.
Maybe one of these days.
That takeoff, man. Yeah.
So do you guys ship your own rods and stuff down there, or what?
So I tell everybody to take everybody that comes with me we just bring a carry-on, right? Backpack, just throw your shorts or your pants in there, whatever. Because we're just going fishing and go down for 3 days. So you just throw a couple pair of shorts in there, some boxes, extra tennis shoes or whatever, and 2 reels. Everybody takes 2 reels. That's what I tell them. They're like, man, what about rods, man? Don't worry about that. When we get down there, we get the car, pick up the car at the rental, and go straight to my friend's house. And I got 12 rods over there.
Nice.
Yeah, all awesome. Baitcaster rods and baitcaster rods and spinning rods. And
that is awesome.
So we pick them up, we rig up, and go straight to my honey holes down there in Florida. And it's pretty cool. Yeah. Just taking the guys out there, you know, because the canals are just like our ditches here.
Yeah.
You know, they're everywhere. But you get off your car and you go and look in a canal, you might see a tarpon in there, or some big peacock bass, or all kinds of weird fish like cichlids and stuff that people here have never seen before.
Yeah.
And the water is super clear everywhere. It's clear everywhere, you know.
Really?
So that's why you see videos of people catching fish in their drainages and pipes and in the middle of the city, because it runs underneath. All these canals run everywhere in Miami. So
that's crazy.
It's pretty cool.
Well, while we're on that subject, that Photoshop somebody made of I think it was you. They photoshopped you in that the new world record.
And the guy who did the world record.
Yeah.
It was hilarious, man.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, it got me for a few seconds. I had to really look at it.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people were saying, dude, there was 100 and something comments, and about 30 of them were congratulations.
Photoshop, man, it's awesome.
Yeah, man, it was awesome, man. This guy named Edwin. He's in our group. He lives here, and I fish with him now. But he's been following me for like 3 years on YouTube. But and then he joined the group. But he was living in he followed me. He's been following me from. He lived in Chicago, Illinois, and he knew he has family here. So when he came down, he's like, I need to find a place to fish in Fort Worth. So he started following me, and then he went back to Chicago, and then he moved to California, and then from there, they just picked up and moved to Texas, and he's in Fort Worth now. He's like, man, I've been following you since before I moved to Texas. I knew it was meant to be.
See, and that's just another testament to, you know, you're doing things right. You're reaching out to people all across, you know, the states and probably the world. And, you know, just getting people into fishing and stuff like that. And these tournaments. And speaking of tournaments, March 12th, I had a question.
Oh, yeah.
I had a question about March 12th. Trolling motors and pedal drives.
So our kayak tournament, this is basically what I do. So you go to a kayak tournament and it's a kayak tournament. They're not going to let you drop a John boat into a kayak tournament. Right. Or something else, a canoe. Okay. Well, the way I see it is, I'm having a kayak tournament, it's a kayak tournament. Okay. So if your kayak has a motor on it, it's okay. It's a pedal drive, it's okay, because it's a kayak. But I'm not gonna let somebody come in with a big John boat and have a trolley motor on it or a little power motor on it. So anybody can come in other vessels. I mean, I've had somebody join one of our tournaments. Last time it was 100. We had 99 kayaks and one big floating unicorn. The guy was on a floating unicorn. He joined the tournament, and he was out there. Boy, it was windy as heck. Should have seen this dude, man. He was paddling, and he had flippers on and everything. Dude, he was fighting the wind, but he was trolling. Oh, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to send you that video. He was trolling his lines, so he was actually hitting.
Really?
Like, there was people out there with on pedal drive $5,000 setups, fish finders, the works. And they didn't catch a damn thing. And this boy on this unicorn, he caught like 3 or 4 bass. He was like in 3rd place on that unicorn out of 99 kayaks.
That is cool. So trolling motors and pedal drives, you can use them if they're on the kayak.
If you're on a kayak. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I will accept other vessels, and I will accept, like, if you have a military vet who, who's handicapped because he was in the military, he got no legs or got one leg, or whatever it is, even if he has severe PTSD, I'll let him put him in a John boat, and they can use a motor. We do make exceptions for our vets and our first responders. Yeah, we're all about our first responders in my group. I can't stress that enough. They don't get the attention that actually they don't get the credit they deserve. Now
you're right.
So that's why we're
not at all, man. Not at all.
We're all about our first responders.
Absolutely. Yep, that's how we are here. Absolutely.
I
would love to sing that uniform. I can just picture it. You guys ever see that video? This is way outside it, but that guy, there was a YouTube video of a guy, he was in the ocean, and he was on, I think it was a unicorn.
Yes.
My internet's unstable or something.
He was like 2-3 miles off the shore.
Yeah, that was...
He had I don't remember what he had hooked on, but he had something hooked on. He wasn't...
It was a shark. It was a shark.
Was it a shark?
Yeah.
Them guys, they picked him up and brought him on the boat and let him fish.
Oh, yeah.
That was at Sebastian Cove in Florida. We got a connection lost. Hold on. There it goes. We're good.
We're good.
You're good to go. But yeah, the funny thing about that is that dude on that unicorn, that happened at Sebastian Cove in Florida. And I was there at Sebastian Cove in Florida like a week after that happened. And that was like the talk of the town, man. Everybody was talking about it. Thought that was pretty cool.
It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, what would you do?
I've seen that.
What would you do? Would you let it go? I mean, that's a story. That's a story to tell your grandkids. I fought a shark.
Find me.
Right?
Someone's gonna find me.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You don't know if anybody's really gonna be out there, but
right.
Looking at the time, we probably. What's that?
When we take those trips to Florida, what we do 1 day fishing for peacock bass, and then the next, that first day we land, we do peacock bass fishing. If we do pretty good, we'll go out in the morning and do another session.
Okay.
And then I drive everybody down to the Florida Keys, and we go to Key Largo, and I got a spot in Key Largo, and where we can actually get in the water and walk, and then we'll fish for saltwater, with lures. Usually we catch peacock bass. I mean, not peacock bass, barracudas out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're abundant.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, right after there's some off limit jetties out there because they're collapsing in the middle. Not deep, but to Floridians, they're probably dangerous. Not the Texas boys, they're not. But
we can handle
them. Yeah, exactly. Hold my beer, But we were out there, man, and there was this big old 6-foot freaking tiger shark, or maybe bigger, I don't know, coming towards us, and we're in about 2 feet of water, 2 or 3 feet of water. The water's clear. It's just coming toward us. I don't know if it sees us, but he's just swimming. And I was like, is this dude going to turn? He's going to go somewhere else? So we started throwing our lures at it, to try to scare it off. And he just kept coming. We was casting at it. He just kept coming.
So punch a shark in the face, man.
Yeah. Well, we got out of the water and got on the jetties. And the park ranger said, hey, you guys can't be up there. I said, man, there's a shark in the water. He's like, he ain't going to do nothing to you. You guys need to get out there or you're going to get a ticket. I said, well, you're about to give all of us a ticket. We're not getting off this jetty until that shark leaves. I said, look, man, we're not from Florida. We came from Texas. We're safer on this jetty that's caving in.
We don't do sharks.
Than that shark. Yeah. Out there with that shark. And finally, he was like, all right, when that shark leaves, y'all got to get out. So it finally passed, and then we jumped back in the water, and it was crazy, though.
Man, I ain't planning on no shark. No. But before we go any further, let's take a break real quick, and we will get some questions asked, and we'll be right back.
Yep.
So I want to take a second to talk about Anchor. Have you guys ever wanted to discuss certain topics with people on a broad scale, but you don't really know how? Well, That's where Anchor comes in. It is a podcast app that is 100% free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or the computer, whichever you prefer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever else has podcasts. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. You just record, upload, Anchor will distribute it, and should you monetize it, you get paid for it. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So be sure to check out the App Store, download the free Anchor app, or go to anchor.fm to get started. All right.
Well,
so go ahead.
I was going to say, normally we don't do this because we're doing these live.
I can't hear you guys, so hold on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you can't hear us? Oh, there it goes.
Because I was getting a... you guys can't hear me, right?
Yeah.
We got you.
Hold on, let me see if this will work.
Say he gets back.
Maybe it was my headphones.
You good?
I was getting a call in a minute ago, and I muted it, but no.
Gotta love
technology. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Still here. You hear us?
I think we're having some technical difficulties.
Yeah. I was going to tell you, John Boy. I know we don't normally do this on this, but we were going to do some questions.
Trying to connect.
Got a question for him here off the chat.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me see what's going on here. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. You're good.
Okay, not here.
He can't.
You guys can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can't hear you guys.
Uh-oh.
For some reason, it's not letting y'all's
let me see.
voices come
Tell you what. I'm gonna have him leave the stream and come right back.
Yeah, and tell me when you do that, and we'll actually take our last break and just get that out of the road. Can you hear us? You hear us, boss?
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, I can't hear you guys for some reason. Let me see what's... I can hear you now.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay. All right, sorry about that, folks. We have, anytime you're dealing with live streams and stuff like that, you run into problems like this. But anyway, Rooster, what were you saying?
So what I was saying is that we were going to get into some questions for you, and actually down in the chat we had one person ask you, William James asked, how much is an out-of-state fishing license for Florida?
Oh.
For Florida?
Yeah.
Well, when you're from Texas and you're going to fish a day or two for peacock bass, we're not really going to go into that, but it's about $11 for a day. It's about $32 for the year, 20 about $17 for the weekend. Or if you're from Texas, it's free. If you're from Texas, you just don't get one.
Yeah.
But I think, I do get them every now and then, but I go down there. But yeah, it's about $17 for the weekend. The wardens don't really mess with you down there. If you're fishing for peacock bass, I'm fishing the canals, neighborhoods. The wardens aren't there. It's if you go saltwater, then that's when you'll probably run into a warden or a game park ranger. But even the park rangers don't even ask you for a license. I've never been approached by a park ranger about my license. Mm-hmm.
See, in Texas, they're all about that. And I'm not downplaying our parks and wildlife, our game wardens, because what they do is important. If people overfish and stuff like that, that'd be a problem. And me personally, I am 99% of the time I'm a catch and release guy. On occasion, I will keep some to eat them, just because I don't know about you guys. I love the taste of bass. I love it. It's good.
Yeah.
But I do catch and release most of the time. However, all that being said, I do want to jump into a couple of questions for you because I think that our listeners would like to know about it. And the first question is, I'm sure you've been asked this 1,000 times. What made you start Texas Bassholes, and what is your end goal?
Man, That's a good question. So originally, Texas Bassholes was not supposed to be a fishing community, right?
Okay.
It started off as an apparel. Yeah, it was I just wanted to sell apparel with Texas in it. I wanted to sell a fish with Texas in it. I came up with the logo, and I just wanted to sell something to try to make some extra money, right?
Okay.
I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
And so I was in these. I started this 7 years ago. Started the logo 7 years ago. Then here I am, 3 years into the logo, still not selling it like I wanted it to, you know. So I started wearing my own merch.
Okay.
And I started fishing all the time. So when I started fishing, people would ask me, hey, where'd you get that or whatever. It still wasn't doing much with it, right? As I wasn't really promoting it as much as I should. But in Texas, people will grab onto something that means something. You know what I mean? It has to mean something.
Yes.
They're not just going to get it because it looks cool.
Yeah.
Because, Texans we're prideful, So
greatest country in the world.
Yeah, exactly. So what I started doing, I was in these fishing groups and I started taking people fishing. I saw that there was a lot of people that would ask about, hey, can somebody help me get on bass? And people were like, oh, Google it. Yeah, where can I get on bass? Google it. Oh, okay, what kind of setup should I use? Oh, they have YouTube for that. And I was helping people out. And so I tell them, you know what? I got a few spots I can take you to. I took a few people, and some more people started asking about me. I took them, and so I started taking people out. Well, they kicked me. They kicked me from the groups.
Really?
For taking people out. I was literally arguing with boat guides from Oklahoma. They were coming down. They wanted to come down here and fight me physically.
Oh my
and I said,
gosh.
you know what? Yeah. They're like, you're taking away from our business. I said, look, these guys, I'm taking them to the river, Trinity River here in Fort Worth, to ponds, neighborhood ponds. They don't have the money to get on a boat guide. And a lot of these they can't afford a boat, and they don't have money to go on a boat guide. I'm not taking anything from you. I'm actually helping the community out. And they're like, no.
Right.
So they kicked me out. And so I was like, okay, I got kicked out of like 3 different groups. And then so one day I decided to go in enter a tournament. Took my daughter. She was 13 at the time. No, she was 12. She's 15, about to be 16 now. And they said, oh, no, your daughter can't fish in the tournament. She has to be 16. And I said, you're just a Facebook group, right? You're not a professional, you're not a professional tournament.
Right.
You're a Facebook group. So how are you going to tell my daughter can't fish? Well, that's just the way it is. So I left the group, right? I left that group altogether. So then and I stayed on Instagram for a little bit. And then on Instagram, people started messaging me, hey, everybody's asking for that Texas Bassholes guy. Why did he leave? I said, look, man, I'm sick of people. Everybody's jerks. I'm not going to do this anymore. If they want to get a hold of me, I'll take them fishing, but they're going to have to come to Instagram. And so people started messaging me on Instagram. And they were like, make your own group. And I said, I don't want to go through that. I don't want to go through the drama of making my own group. And so I ended up, people just started asking me, old school guys. They were like, man, we're not on Instagram. I'm 50 years old.
What's an Instagram?
Yeah, exactly. Right. So they were like, man, just come back to make your own group. Finally, you know what I did? Out of spite, I started my own group.
Okay.
Out of spite, Texas Bassholes. I said it was already in the play. I was already working on a trademark. I started it. It was originally for apparel, right? So
yeah,
I turned it into a group. People started joining. I started taking people out. People were being jerks. I'd kick them out. Bring only the people who were being humble about the situation. People who love to fish. And then guess what I did?
What's that?
I decided to have a tournament on the same day that those guys didn't let me fish.
What a coincidence. What a coincidence.
With free prizes. Yeah, a free one with free prizes out of spite. So all I had was a few rods, spinning reels. I didn't even use I was still fishing with a Zepco 33. I didn't even know how to use a freaking combo, bait caster combo.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I
yeah?
took a few spinning rods and some gift cards, and I had a tournament on the same day as those guys. I had about 13, 14 people. They had, 18, whatever.
Mhm.
And some of their guys came over to our tournament because I had it the same area. And then, yeah, I was upset. And then I made it all ages event. So the next one, I said, when they heard about this one, it was all ages. Then the guys in their tournament were like, well, I can take my kid to fish this tournament. It's on the same
Mhm.
day. And then to make it even better, I said, oh, they're having a tournament the same day. You guys can use their fish if you want to enter my tournament. So if you catch a fish in their tournament, I'll accept it, bro. They had.
Oh, that's genius, man.
So the next tournament came around. They had 32 people at their tournament. I had about 17 or 18, and then people were asking, "Is this not the Texas Bassholes tournament?" At the guy's tournament. So he was like, "No, we're at the wrong tournament." They all left. He had 9 people left. I ended up with 30-something people or 40 people in my tournament. I was like, "What the heck?" So he gave up, right? He gave his guys up and said, "You guys go fish the Texas Bassholes tournament." He went to my tournament and the guy gave me a cooler full of waters that he had bought for his guys. He said, "Here, man, I'm gonna donate it to you guys. You're gonna, it's all good, whatever." I'm like, "Oh, okay, asshole, whatever, right?"
All right.
I kept it, because my guys needed it; they were thirsty. so that was it. I felt like I won. I'm gonna do no more tournaments. I didn't care about tournaments. And then at the end of that tournament, everybody was like, "When's the next one? When's the next one? When's the next one?" I said, "Man, there is no more. I wasn't planning on doing any more." Never mind, you got to do one more. I did another one, and it got bigger. And someone said, "Do another one." I did another one. It got bigger and bigger. And next thing you know, we're having the largest free bait fishing tournaments in the country. I'm like, I don't know how it happened. It just blew up overnight. I don't understand anything. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know about the rules. Well, I was even about the rules. I was like, well, it's 1 to 100, ages 1 to 100. There's gonna be kids here. Live bait's allowed. so that's
a big one right there.
Live bait,
that
what?
is
I'm fishing
that's
his
a big
tournament. One. And so yeah. So in reality, using live bait in my tournaments is kind of a handicap, because if you use live bait, you're more likely gonna get. You're fishing the Trinity, you're going to get hit by a gar or a drum or something before you get hit by a bass. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
So it just kind of gives us a little bit of but it gives everybody a chance to fish.
Yeah.
And then I was getting trophies off Amazon, just little trophies off Amazon. And then people came up to me after the 5th tournament and were like, "Hey, do you mind if I throw in some money? Hey, are you accepting sponsors?" And I was like, I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, sure, I guess.
Yeah.
And then we started getting trophies like this.
That's nice.
And then,
that's really nice.
This is for the Superheroes tournament. The one in February. And so, it just started blowing up. And that's really, now the logo is like this. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But it used to say, right here, even right here. It started off this saying "catching fish, not feelings," because of all the people that were getting angry. I was like, We're just trying to fish. I don't care about your tournaments. I just want to fish. So they ended up getting so big, and people were coming from everywhere. They were like, "Why don't you have one in our area?" And I was like, "Where do you live?" Houston. I'm like, "Okay, I'm not going all the way to Houston to have a damn tournament for free." And guess what? There I go, all the way to Houston.
Right.
I'm going to Bryan College Station. I'm trying to go to San Antonio. Trying to go to Austin. Right? Everybody's asking for tournaments, and everybody wants a Texas Bassholes tournament because, bro, I have met the fact that I speak Spanish, I talk to them in Spanish, at the tournaments as well. My Spanish-speaking brothers. I talked to them in Spanish, and I had a professional group of anglers who came all the way from the border. It drove like 10 or 11 hours to come to the tournament.
Nice.
And they said, this is our second time to come to these tournaments. And we've been fishing professionally for 10 years. Never have we ever felt as welcomed to any tournament until we started fishing your tournaments.
Yep.
So now I got people coming from Louisiana, Oklahoma, Arkansas. I mean, they just come from everywhere, man.
And that kind of touches on something that Rooster and I have talked about in the past. Whenever folks like us are these, as I said earlier, average Joes, folks like us, the amateur fishermen, whenever you get us together, I may not know you from Adam, but we all get together.
Exactly.
But we're old friends. We have a common interest. You don't meet a stranger. And that's what it's all about. It's about getting out there, having fun, enjoying yourself. It's not about cutting each other down. It's not about talking down on each other. It's about having fun.
I had an old black guy come to my tournament. It was his third tournament with me. He brought all his family. And he said, man, your tournament is the only tournament that I've been to where nobody sees color. We're all brothers and sisters here.
Absolutely.
And I'm talking, man, I'm telling you, during the pandemic, we had one tournament. It was over 600 people during the pandemic, and I was scared. Wow. The police showed up. About six SUVs and cops. Everybody's going to jail today. And
where's your mask at? Where's your mask at?
Yeah. So they walk in. I'm on the mic, and they walk to the event. I didn't know what to do, but I thought about it for a quick second. I said, everybody give a hand to these officers and thank them for their services. I had 600 people there clapping for 12 cops. One of them police officers took off their masks. They took off their masks, got comfortable, and one of them said, I follow you on YouTube because you're the only person that I've seen take out a kid who was autistic. You took him out twice. He said, I have 2 sons that are autistic, and we all follow you on YouTube.
That is awesome.
He said that's really why we're here. We're not here to bother you. Man, I gave them officers shirts, cups. Well, I gave them all kinds of stuff, man.
That is awesome.
And that officer comes to my tournaments when he can to bring his kids.
Heck yeah, pretty cool. That's awesome, man. Well, that's what I gotta say. Originally I'm from Nebraska, and then I've been down here in Texas for 8 years now. Well, when I came down here, I kind of had a falling out with fishing. I used to fish all the time up there.
Yeah.
This past year is really when I started getting back into it. And the one that we're going to on March 12th, that was my first tournament coming years. And, dude, I had an absolute blast. It was one fish caught that day, but it was still an absolute blast.
Yeah. It's a blast, man. I have so much fun putting these tournaments on. And everybody loves to be there, and everybody comes up and thanks me. I had in one of my tournaments 78 teams. I had a kid who's 12 years old and his grandma. It was his last week living here in Fort Worth, and he lived next door to his grandma, his parents, and she was the only one that would fish with him. So he took her every weekend. He was out fishing with her. She would drive him everywhere. She drove him. Why she don't care where the pond was. Dude, they won first place. Our tournament. Dude, this kid had a freaking monster. And his grandma, man, at the end of the day, I gave her the trophy, and she grabbed me and started crying and was hugging me. And she was like, I'm sorry, I'm getting makeup on your shirt. You can tell me to let you go if you want. And I said, man, you can hold me as long as you want. I'll sit here and hold you till dawn. And
that's cool.
And she was, dude, it was a memory for her, man. They won first place out of 78 teams. It was their last tournament fishing together, and his last week up here in Fort Worth. And now the kid is out fishing in Austin professionally.
Really?
This is from 2 years ago, yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Tell you what, let's take our last break real quick. We'll be right back.
Okay. All right.
Hey, y'all. I wanted to take a moment to tell you guys about one of our sponsors. Not only are they one of our sponsors, but they are an incredible American company, and they sell fire starting gear. The name of this company is Bigfoot Bushcraft. Now, This stuff works exactly as it is advertised. You take one of those plugs, expose the fibers, one strike with that ferro rod, you got yourself a flame. A decent flame at that. And this flame will burn for 5 minutes or more. So you get that thing put on your tinder, and that's more than enough time to get yourself a sustainable fire. So be sure to head on over to BigfootBushcraft.com. Use discount code WileyRoosterBoys, all one word, at checkout for 15% off your order. And every order placed with our discount code helps support our show. So get on over there, get you some gear, and get you a fire. I never get tired of that. I really don't. For some reason, I love that. I love that. But so what I don't understand, how in the world do you manage your time? Because you work.
Man, you know what? I work full time, 9 to 5. Mm-hmm. Everybody says, "What do you do for a living? Fish?"
I wish.
No, I wish, exactly. No, I work 9 to 5. As soon as I get off work, if there's a little time in the day, I'll take people out. I'm off on the weekends. I haven't worked a weekend in 15 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm a graphic designer and marketing director, and I'm pretty.
Then we need to talk after this show.
A lot of people. Hey, you know what? I get that expression from a lot of people. They're like, "What do you do for a living?" I'm a graphic designer and marketing director. Oh, no wonder your group is doing so good. I said, no, that's not it. It's because of the people in it, and the things that we do for the community. Yeah. I actually started talking to a couple of friends of mine. They're Korean, and I even started talking to a couple that I know who love to fish, and they're Korean. And just to show you the kind of guy I am, they wanted to learn a little bit of Spanish, so it's $40 an hour for classes anywhere to learn any language, $20 to $40 an hour.
Yeah.
I started teaching them Spanish, and then I started learning Korean.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So even on the weekends, I talk to them in Korean. I talk to their parents. Man, they ask me, what I'm doing this weekend. I tell them in Korean. I have a fishing tournament this weekend. Hoping to do some slaying, whatever. Yeah, but I started learning, so it's really cool, man. I just connect. I guess I would say I get it from my parents. They gave me the gift. They connected with people all the time, and that's me, man. I can connect with anybody because I can relate to a lot of people, and everybody gets in their moods and becomes a jerk for a day or a couple hours. I do that when I don't eat, but
get angry.
Yeah, exactly. So, but for the most part, man, I just try to relate. I've been through a lot in my life. I have a bunch of friends and family who've been almost anybody in Texas who's a Texan has family on the law enforcement side and has family on the criminal side.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah,
that
family,
is absolutely
family
true.
On both. So I have family who are police officers. I have family who are convicted felons, and all of them. I can relate to all of them. Everybody's great. When we're all fishing together, no one sees anybody else but anglers.
They see green, man.
Because we come from all walks of life. Yeah. We come from all walks of life, and we have wealthy people and we have people who are not so wealthy, and it's great because we all get along.
I remember how I first heard about Texas Bassholes is I was scrolling through Facebook, and I saw somebody, the first tournament I fished, I actually have a video on my channel. It was the Trinity River bank fishing tournament. I think it was the year before last, maybe the year before, I don't remember. But I saw that, and the prizes were, free kayaks for first, second, and third. And I'm like, man, that's insane. Who does that, And then so it got my attention. It got my attention right off the bat. Well, I get out there, I'm a little bit overzealous. I bring 3 rods and I got a backpack full of tackle. I bet I walked 10 miles that day. I didn't catch a dadgum thing, but that's not the point. The point is I had a blast, man. It was fun. It was a good time. And then the second tournament was the last one you had at Marine Creek. Again, I didn't catch anything, but that's on me. And but I did win. If I had it close to me, I'd show you. I did win a Abby Garcia spinning reel. I remember my number. I was number 2.
When people come to our tournaments, they know that the winners of our tournaments, they're really just for bragging rights. Yeah, that's what their win is, for bragging. Okay, but the real winners are the other anglers who are winning these raffles, because they're winning brand new rods, brand new reels, they're gift cards, all kinds of stuff that they're winning. And we got a lot of stuff for you guys coming up that I am working on for giveaways. Man, I got shot glasses with our logo being engraved on them. With Texas Bassholes. I'm not gonna put the whole logo. I'm just putting Texas Bassholes on the shot glass around it. I got a bunch of those. We got a lot of stuff coming in, man. A lot. And I've invested a lot of time and money, into this.
March 12th is gonna be awesome. I cannot wait.
Yeah. And the trophies that are for the kayak series, I didn't want to make them the same. We usually do, right? The same trophy. But I'm like, this time I did something different. And I said, why would somebody want this trophy win this trophy in the kayak tournament if they won it already in the bank fishing tournament, right?
Fair.
So we're gonna have 6 tournaments, and each tournament's gonna have a first, second, and third winner. The trophies are basically a wooden plaque, right, with a crystal on top. It's probably shaped like this and like that, looks like an award that you would get
like a T almost
at the I'm kind of like that. It looks like an award that you would probably win at the Grammys.
Okay.
But and then so every tournament's going to give away those awards, first, second, and third place, right? Those are the trophies you're getting. And then at the last tournament, anyone who carries one of those is going to be allowed into the final. It's going to be the championship of the year. So all the winners from all 6 tournaments are going to fight in the end to battle for the biggest and the best trophy there. And it's going to be probably twice the size of this.
And, awesome, man.
And
so what's that going to be, 18? No, that'll be 15. 15 people competing in the last tournament.
18, 3 times 6. Right?
Well, is that going to be the 6th tournament? Hang on, math.
Yeah, no, the 6th. Oh, yeah, you're right. No, the 6th tournament is going to be the last one, and then we go to the championship.
Okay. Oh, okay. So you have 18. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, that is awesome.
Yeah. So
that is really cool.
And they're all free. All free.
Have you thought about streaming that thing live? I think you do stream them live, don't you? I think you have before.
Sometimes I have before, yeah. But since my YouTube, I think because I have probably almost 40,000 followers or subscribers, members on social media, because I have 22,000 on Facebook, almost 2.3 thousand on YouTube, 9,000 on TikTok, another 1,500 on Instagram. But I like Facebook. Facebook is growing because you got all the small businesses in there, and our group is different from many of the group. We let people advertise in there, you can sell baits in there, and if you're humble and you donate, I'm gonna promote the heck out of you. Yeah. So,
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. See, so what I'm surprised about that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what all tournaments do you have coming up?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I have right now. We have a tournament on the. I got my paperwork right here somewhere. So I have a tournament on the kayak tournament. We have a current tournament coming up on the 26th, I think, or 20 for February in Bryan College. No, that's the superhero tournament. And then we got one, and then we got the kayak tournament on March 12th. And then we got a bank fishing tournament, which is the superhero tournament is 1 adult and 1 child, 16 and under. It's just basically any child that you mentor that looks up to you as a hero, you can bring them. It's one adult, one child. If you have more than one child, you need to bring your friends so they can borrow one and get in this tournament. So, and then after that, we will have
for a adult and a child, correct?
Yeah, that's the superhero tournament. Yeah. So then we will have the March 12th, the kayak kickoff series.
Yeah.
And then we have the another bait fishing tournament, which anybody can come in, male, female, all adults, it doesn't matter. 2-man teams, open boundaries probably.
Ooh.
And yeah, this one's gonna be on the Trinity, so we can keep everybody together. But
the Rooster Boys might make an appearance.
Yeah, but open boundaries on the at the end of March. I don't have the date. I have it written down somewhere, but I'll post it up. And then we go after March. I think March 20-something, 23rd or whatever. The last weekend of March, and then April 9th we go back to Bryan College Station, and then from there, I don't know if we're either gonna go to San Antonio or Austin, and then go back to Houston. No, I want to go to Lubbock. Lubbock hasn't had a tournament yet, so we're trying to give Lubbock a tournament.
That's a drive right there.
Yeah, that's. But I have a lot of family up there, and they're always like, "Man, you're a jerk, man. You have tournaments all over the state, but you can't come over here where your family's at." I'm like, "You guys don't even fish. you don't even fish."
That's a prerequisite, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna have to go to Lubbock. But it's cool because my channel's growing. I just started focusing on my YouTube channel again. I do free giveaways every Wednesday, 8 p.m. It's really cool because we do shoot. I have a phone number that I put up, and I just call names for gift cards. For next week, I'm giving away a couple of Lou's reels and some hoodies and stuff. The hoodies are like,
yeah, dude, I seen that white hoodies you were giving away. Those things were sharp.
Yeah, those are pretty sick.
Speaking about clothing and stuff, guys, for those of you listening, for those of you watching, I do want to put out there, the link is going to be in the description. Texas Bassholes, Albert here has started a store, and
it's just to help fund the tournaments.
I've looked at this stuff. You see Albert wears this stuff all the time. This stuff looks awesome. You guys should definitely stop by there, check it out. And, you might see, if you're watching this stream, you might see a familiar face on the background. I'm just going to put that out there. Because I happened to win. It was not. Because I don't think you knew who I was. I don't think.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
So
I
he held a.
You. Go ahead.
Well, he held a. What is it? What would you call that? A raffle, I guess you would call that. Not really a raffle.
Yeah,
but
a little competition in it to send pictures in, so I could pick a winner and put somebody as the background for the website, for the store website. And I wanted something that stood out, that something that I could use that kind of showed you're from Texas and you fish, and and basically the picture that I chose it because I saw a guy. He was wearing a little hat. I think he had a bass in his hand. You could see the bass clearly. A pickup truck in the back. It's blurred out, but you can still tell it's a pickup. You got the water on the right side or on the left, whatever. And it just said country to me.
What's funny is he messaged
Texas
me
all over it.
He messaged me and he told me that I won, and I messaged him back and I was like, "Oh, cool, man! This is gonna be something else we can talk about on the podcast." And he's like, "Oh, that's you," or something like that. He didn't know that I was who that was. I didn't even know
that it was. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so put that out there. It wasn't rigged at all. Not at all.
And
but
also, right now until February 8th, if you type in when you're checking out the year 2022 and apply it, it takes 20% off whatever you order, and we don't have shipping right now. We have free shipping until March.
That is awesome, guys. You definitely get on there, get you some Texas Bassholes merchandise because this stuff is awesome. Get some. It's awesome.
Yeah. I gotta put you in a hoodie for that too, because for winning that. So.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna have to send me your size. Yeah.
I can do that.
For being the winner of that. So.
I'm not against receiving stuff for free. I'm not against that one bit. We're almost out of time, but I do want to ask you this. I asked a two-part question earlier, but what is your end goal with Texas Bassholes? What do you, okay, to put it like this is a job interview, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to have this store that I got. I want it to be rolling so good that I'm opening up a shop and I'm throwing out merchandise everywhere to fund more free tournaments, because you'll be the first to hear this, other than my admins that I've told. We're launching a Florida Bassholes. We're working with some Florida people. They love what we're doing up here. They asked me if I would help them run it. They're gonna own the LLC. I'm gonna be co-founder, and they want me to help them start free tournaments down there because of all the love and they see in our group, they see all the love and support we have for each other. And so now they want to start a Florida Bassholes. And so I have about, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna fill a plane up with Texans, and we're gonna fly down to Florida, and we're gonna freaking fish in a tournament down there for peacock bass against the old Floridians.
We know who's gonna win.
And that'll probably be in the fall. We're probably gonna be doing that in the late fall or something like that.
That is, man. See, you're a revolutionary. That's what it is. You're a revolutionary.
So,
you're changing. You're changing the game. That's what you're doing, because you don't need. Okay, for those of you out there who fish tournaments all the time and you buy in, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, I'm not downing the tournaments that you buy into, but these free tournaments that he's putting on, I mean, these prizes, they're not cheap. I mean, dude, he giving away kayaks to first, second, and third place. I mean, come on, that is not cheap at all. And yet,
I think last year we probably gave away about over $13,000 in prizes last year.
I believe it.
See, that is awesome. And people ain't got to pay a dime to get into this. I mean, I absolutely love the Texas Bassholes community.
Not to mention, just a real quick, not to mention, we do have big bass side pods, and in our tournaments they get up to $3,000. Yeah, they get up to $3,000. You can take a week off if you win.
Yeah,
I wish. But see, earlier you mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and put this out there for those of you listening and whatnot. You guys are going to hear this first. Planning on this weekend, I have bought everything I need to motorize my kayak. I'm putting a trolling motor on my kayak, and that's kind of why I asked you earlier, Albert, about the trolling motor situation, because I'm putting a 30-pound thrust on my SS 127, but I'm putting that on there, and I'm going to be putting a video out this weekend of an item that you guys may not have heard about, because I have searched YouTube through and through, and there's one video on this product, and it makes it to where you can it's not a one objective mount. It is actually a Yak gadget, but you guys check that out, because you're going to want this thing. If you have an SS 127 or Feel Free or a Big Fish, look into this. Be looking for that this weekend.
It's awesome.
But it's
I was just saying, I can't wait to get it. See yours.
Man, I can't wait till March 12th.
I tell you what, I got a little secret that I'm about to reveal to you guys.
Oh yeah?
Nobody else knows. In March, I'll be coming out with Texas Bassholes personalized logoed glide baits, 7-inch.
No kidding.
Really?
I'm working with someone now who's gonna be producing them, and I got a painter, so be looking out for those monsters. Yeah,
that's awesome. Big bait, big fish, man.
Big bait, big fish, yes sir.
So before we go, I do want to ask you, the last time we fished Marine Creek, all right, I had no idea there were gators in Marine Creek. Is that true?
Oh yeah,
it is true.
Well, there's one that I know of, but when you got 100 kayaks out there, that gator doesn't want anything to do with us.
Yeah, I imagine not. Just the reason was my wife, she went to the far side, and she got out and she got on the bank for a few minutes, and I didn't think nothing of it, And then we're leaving. I think it was Rooster. I think you told me like 2 or 3 weeks later that hey, there's a gator or something in there, and I was like, what?
Yeah,
I didn't, because she had gotten out and she was in the water, like she got out in the water, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
But
you need to fish with you need to swim with when you go swimming in the water or go in the water. Then you need to swim with the crowd because it's not the gator you got to outrun. It's everybody else.
absolutely. Man,
I was going to say, where all can they follow you at? Check you out.
Yeah. What's all your
You can if you look up Texas Bassholes, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube.
Okay.
Basically all the platforms.
Man,
except Twitter. Don't find me on Twitter because all I do is rant.
I would say I know down in the description we'll have your YouTube and your store. So
yes,
you can also find you Instagram. You said not everywhere else. So that's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Man, I really appreciate you coming on. This has been a blast, and I feel like we've barely even scratched the tip of the iceberg, honestly.
Oh,
yeah.
But I guess we're gonna go ahead and jump out of here because I know we all got stuff we got to get done. But again, thank you for coming on. And, man,
anytime, man. Anytime. Next time I'll have we'll talk about some these. Well, next time I come on, maybe we'll come on after some of the tournaments. We'll have something to talk about. How these things are going. Yeah.
I think we filled a pretty good amount of air here. I think we have.
Oh,
this has been fun, man.
Yeah, I've released some secrets to you guys that I haven't to anybody else. So.
That's awesome.
We appreciate it. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we look forward to seeing you on March 12th. We appreciate you stopping and visiting with us. We appreciate everybody to stay here and watch this live.
Sir.
All right, guys. We will catch y'all on the next one. God bless. We'll see y'all later.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you guys later.